I'm trying not to call out any brand. I don't want to go to.
No, don't. There's no natural food. There's no brand that. There's no brand that.
I try my best not to go to prison, no.
Nobody. Nobody will take any of my guests to.
No, now
It's
see
not
what I'm
possible.
saying.
Cool.
The child cannot cool, can't babble, can't say anything. The child did not have any speech at all, no word, zero word. But at the end of the day, after some months, we were able to start from sounds, and then we went to words, we went to blending and all that, and then the child was able to at least say the barest minimum, her name. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, as the name implies, hyperactivity. Now there are 3 types. You have the impulsive, you have the attention deficit, you have a combination of all.
Tell us how you got here. Tell us how you rose.
My daughter turned 7 4 weeks ago, and 7 days to my daughter's 4th birthday, she couldn't talk. So my wife and I were concerned. We took her to Federal Medical Center in Abuja here, and we met people like the one we have in the studio today. So they ran some tests, and after everything, I'm going to tell you what happened anyway. But the good thing is 48 hours after they did what they did, I call it magic, we're having this wonderful dinner, and my daughter was having something different from us, and she just looked at her food and said, I don't want this. Wow. It was like music to my ears. You said what? She said, I don't want this. And I said, okay, fine. What do you want? She said, I want to have pap. And apparently my wife and I were having pap. And she said, I want to have pap. We said, you know what? You can have all the pap you want. My wife ran to make some other things for my daughter, and I didn't want the night to end on that note. I said, look, your birthday is close. It's about 5 days from now. What do you want for your birthday? And she looked at me and said, I want a bicycle. I said, what color of bicycle do you want? She said, red. You see, what happened that day was like a miracle to me, because my daughter is okay. She's not autistic. She doesn't have any of these things, but she couldn't talk. Few days to her 4th birthday. And these people, they performed what I call a miracle. I told the lady, I said, not for the fact that you're a Muslim, I would have hugged you. I would have hugged you so much. And my wife was just laughing. Anyway, in the studio today, we have someone that make magics like this happen. And her name is Itwa Oromase. So I'll put my hands together as I welcome her.
Hello.
Yeah. So have you ever had the kind of experience I had when a parent, you performed some of the miracles the other person performed on me, and the parent want to hug the hell out of you?
Okay. First of all, before I answer that question, I would say, if that child is not autistic, then it then means that that child was just encountering some delays.
Yeah, I think that's what they say.
Delayed speech.
Yeah.
So yes, we've had such issues. Yeah.
Okay.
I've had a couple of them over the years. I've had a child that I worked with, and the child did not have any speech at all, no word, zero word. But at the end of the day, after some months, we were able to start from sounds, and then we went to words, we went to blending and all that, and then the child was able to at least say the barest minimum, her name.
Oh.
So yes.
So how did the parents react?
It was like, in fact, the name is not really what turns some parents on. It's the fact that the child can actually say mommy.
Yeah, mine was daddy, man.
Yes. They'll be like, say it again.
Yeah.
And then the child says, mommy. And it's like the whole world should stand still.
Yeah.
My child has arrived.
Yes.
So that's it.
Yeah, it's very important for children to talk, especially in this kind of age we live in, where kids are often abused. So they should be able to express themselves. And at the same time, just express yourself for the sake of expressing yourself. Anyway, something happened. I want to go back. At least our audience need to know you. So you introduce yourself. and your name, few things about you, so they get to know you.
Okay, my name is Itwa Eromasi.
Oh, so I got the name correct.
Yes, very correct.
Itwa or
Yes,
I like the name.
For the past couple of years, about 6 years ago, I started working with children on the spectrum. When I'm talking about spectrum, I mean autism spectrum.
Oh.
Yes, I've been working with them and I advocate for them.
Oh.
Now, aside that, I am also an ABA tutor and I am aspiring to go higher and higher in the field. So I narrowed it to, I like to clear up something. I narrowed it to autism spectrum disorder because if I say disability, is a very vast field. It's too wide to say disability. You have physical disabilities, you have communication disabilities, you have mental health retardation, and there are even some that we've not even started talking about. So that's why I narrowed it down to autism spectrum disorder. Thank you.
Okay, so I also need to know what made you to pick this career. You know, some of us pick the career we pick because of money.
Okay.
Some picked it because they saw someone doing this. I don't think I've ever seen somebody that is into what you are doing. So there's some careers where it looks like people are beckoned to serve, like they stand in the gate of the society. So, but I want to know why you decided to do what you do. What inspired you?
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning. I graduated from the University of Port Harcourt as a microbiologist. That was my first degree. And upon doing that, I wanted to further. I wanted to go on to do masters in microbiology. Particularly, I was interested in food.
Okay.
But along the line, I also wanted to bake. So I love kitchen a lot. I like the kitchen a lot. Like, it's fun to me. So I took up baking. I met this very beautiful friend of mine. I would hold her name because I didn't seek consent from her before coming here today. So I met her and she was already on the field. So one day she looked at me and said, Eromo, I want you to step into this field. And prior to that, I remember my dad used to tell me when I wanted to study engineering, my dad told me no, he wanted me to do medicine, and he actually even begged me to go for nursing. I told my dad no. So when I met this beautiful friend, she told me, Ramo, why not try it out? And then I started working, and when I started working, I was to timing. I was doing this job and still working as a baker. But along the line, I looked at it and I said, working with these children makes me look like, I'm sorry to say, a small god, because it helps you to recreate give somebody hope again. Give a child a little hope. A child that probably cannot express himself, even in the smallest way, learns to express himself. So it gives me joy. Sometimes I go home and what makes me sleep is the fact that I remember these children, and then I remember how they try to pronounce some words, and it's really very exciting to me. And then sometimes I'm talking with my friends, and then I'm mimicking them, and then I'm laughing and giggling. So it's the joy it brings when you see that, oh, this child that was non-vocal, non-verbal, they're two different things. Non-vocal, non-verbal is gradually becoming vocal, gradually becoming verbal.
Oh, okay. You said something about non-vocal and non-verbal, and they are two different things. What's the difference?
Non-vocal means that the child does not have sound.
Oh, like
just the way we are talking.
They can't cool.
The child cannot cool, can't babble, can't say anything.
Okay.
But when you say the child is when you say the child is non-verbal, when you say the child is non-verbal, it's all encompassing. The child cannot express himself, whether vocally or gesturally. So, for instance, now, if the child is non-vocal and the child wants water, the child can decide not to say water, but can take your hand to where there is water. Do you understand? Yeah. And then at that point, you know that this child knows exactly what I want.
Yeah, but can't express.
We cannot express himself or herself vocally, but verbally, the child has done that. So in ABA, that's what we say.
Okay. Now I'm
Yes.
lost. What is ABA?
ABA is applied behavioral analysis.
Oh,
Is a type of therapy,
okay.
yeah, that we use to manage children on the spectrum.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But I like us to start from the beginning.
Okay,
And the
fine.
beginning is early intervention.
Hmm.
I like to talk about that because a lot of parents don't understand it. Early intervention is the point where you start, where you realize that I have a child on the spectrum. I have a child that is not following his or her developmental milestone.
Hmm.
I know some of us are hearing some things. We've heard it before, but I'm just emphasizing it. So at that point where you notice that my child is not following the milestone, and then you go to the hospital or you get an assessment or something and discover that my child is on the spectrum or my child is suffering from a particular delay or the other. At that point, that is when you call early. It doesn't necessarily, the child does not necessarily have to be 2 years old, 1 year old, 1 year old, or 7 years old. But at that point, if you discover it when the child is 10, that's early. If you discover when the child is 3, that's early. But the most important thing is that you discover it.
I'm brought in. So I'm brought in the professionals, people like you.
Well, when you discover, I think let me say something about that. Many a time when we discover these things, we want to just rush and go to one professional. I don't think that's the first thing we should start with.
Oh, so
yes, because that's when many parents get it wrong because, oh, I just discovered that my child has this, that, and then you run. You're running from pillar to post. So which center am I going to? The first thing I would advise any parent to do is to sit down and understand where you are. I don't know if you understand. Because the truth of the matter is that if you don't understand where you are, you run from pillar to post.
Okay.
Do you understand? If they tell you, go this way, you will go. Go this way. You won't understand anything. You'll just be tossed around and your money is going.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And then a child's life is going. But if you settle down, this is where I am in. This is what is happening to me. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
You absorb it. You remove denial. You take out denial because that's a major problem. You take away denial and you just accept it and then start from there. Then from there, you cannot see a professional. Consult with the professional first. You understand? Explain to the professional and then the professional tells you, okay, this is what it is, this is what it is. From there, you do an assessment. From the assessment, if possible, you get a diagnosis and then a report.
Okay.
From the report, you will now know the next step to take. Because therapy is not just therapy. It's all encompassing.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
It involves the biological, it involves the physical.
Okay.
Also, so it's all encompassing.
Yeah, I think we'll come to that. We'll come to that later when we look at the whole therapy thing and how encompassing it is. But you said something about these milestones. Okay, so what are the things parents should look out for? And if they don't see these things, they begin to know that, okay, this child, may have one problem or the other. And the good thing is sometimes they don't even have any problem at all. But it's always important for a professional to look at the child medically and give the child a clean bill of health. It's better than assuming. But what are these milestones?
Okay.
Parents
Developmental milestones are the developmental stages in the life of a child.
Okay.
Mothers will understand better.
Oh, okay.
At a particular month, when you have your baby, at birth,
okay,
the incidents that occur around the birth of a child is the first warning sign.
Oh.
Yes, there's something we call beta aphasia.
Okay, that's
I think lack of oxygen in the brain.
Okay.
At birth, when you hear things like maybe the mother labored for so long and the child came out and the child did not cry. That does not mean that the child is going to be on the spectrum.
Okay.
No. But then it calls your attention to be watchful. Now, at that point, if you observe that, okay, you have a child like that, you monitor that child. I don't know if you
Okay,
understand.
yeah.
When the child is 1 month, there are certain things that that child should be able to do.
And
So
then,
there are very
okay,
little things. Good.
okay.
Then at 2 months, then I think at 3 months, at 3 months, the child should be babbling.
Oh,
At 3 months, the child should be, that's the part that I really know of, because I'm more into the communication angle.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the child should be able to babble, the child should be able to coo,
Okay.
babbling, ba 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 ba, you know, all those things. Now, when the child is not babbling at 3 months, you observe the child till 4 months, and then it calls for more check. You have to take the child to see the pediatrician.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So you keep monitoring that child at 5 months, at 6 months, at 7 months. There are different things that should happen. As a matter of fact, for you to know that the child has motor issues, if at a certain month when the child is supposed to, his or her neck supposed to be firm, the neck is,
Okay, can't hold. It's like the neck can't hold the head. Okay.
then you know that you want to go back to your doctor. And if thank God for the internet now. Thank God for internet. So you can actually read. So when you read, that does not mean you will implement. You can still go back to your doctor. So is this developmental milestone that takes you through?
Okay.
So there's also one disclaimer I want to put out there.
Okay.
That your child had beta-aphasia does not mean that your child will be on the spectrum.
Okay.
That your child does not follow his developmental milestones too does not mean that the child must be on the spectrum. So while you're observing all these things, you are watching and taking care of your child.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand. So
Yes,
you
I
don't
do.
draw up conclusions. You watch, you monitor, you take your records, and you keep. So when you're with a professional, you can give accurate details. So the professional can now know what to do. Because there are always exceptions. I think that's the right word.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that it's very possible to have a child that looks very healthy, looks okay, and still be on the spectrum. So, but this spectrum thing, I want you to explain it. Is there a chart? You know, just like you have a scale, a pH scale, from maybe 0 or 1 to 10. Is there a chart like that when you talk about spectrum for autism, for example?
Well, we call it a spectrum because it's a range of disorders.
Okay.
It doesn't just come as autism.
Okay.
The child can have autism and also have another disability.
Oh.
So it's a range.
Okay, so when you talk about spectrum, it's not
just one thing.
It's not just autism.
It's not just autism. Autism is one. So there are other things inside. They are just like when you want to make soup.
Yeah.
When if you want to cook okra soup, you put your okra, you put your meat or fish, you add those things. So it's all encompassing.
Okay, so that's what you mean
by autism spectrum disorder.
Okay. Apart from autism, there's this other thing they call it ADHD.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah, so you handle those too?
Yes.
Okay, what does it look like and how is it different from autism?
Okay, for you to say, first of all, I'll define attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, as the name implies, hyperactivity. Now there are 3 types. You have the impulsive, you have the attention deficit, you have a combination of all 3. Yeah, so that now informs what the condition is all about. Now, for you to say a child has ADHD, the child has to be from 4 years and above.
Oh.
Yes, because children below normal, your regular children, they can just be playing, they'll just be jumping around. But professionally, for you to say a child has ADHD, it has to be from 4 years and above.
Okay.
Yes, and then you have to do an assessment.
Okay.
To discover, to be able to understand that the child has this, and ADHD is more of a behavioral disorder.
Okay, but I know you want to explain the difference between autism and
ADHD.
ADHD. Okay, so I think you've done justice to autism.
Okay.
You know, no, you haven't told us about autism. So what's the difference?
Okay.
You've explained ADHD and
There's no now all of them, they're all neurodevelopmental disorder.
oh,
In other words, they have everything to do with the brain.
okay.
That's why I said when you identify that this is where you are, the first thing to do is to take a deep breath to understand where you are. So if you understand that it's neurodevelopmental, it has everything to do with the brain. Neuro, because it has everything to do with the brain. I like to emphasize that part. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
So it has everything to do with the brain. So you are teaching the brain how to function. That's how I define it.
Yeah, but
That's how that's my own personal definition. You're telling the brain what to do. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I do.
So that's it. But the difference between autism and ADHD is that if an autistic child that's one out of the many differences, can be very calm. You can walk into a room now where there is an autistic child. The child might be very calm. The child is just doing what he's doing or she's doing. But a child that has ADHD combined to autism, especially when there are different types too. There's ADD. There's ADD, attention deficit disorder.
Okay.
That's what I call it. There's attention deficit disorder. That the calm ones. It's wide. I'm trying to push everything on that.
Okay, but we want to learn because I believe our audience will want to know the difference. Yeah, because I used to see autism, I used to see ADHD, and now I see ADD. And then I remember, okay, yes, there's something like attention deficit disorder. So I want you to just take your time. I'm not going to rush you or interrupt. Take your time to explain ADHD, autism, and ADD, and any of those things they have.
Okay. Like I said, autism spectrum disorder is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects communication, social interaction, and repetitive behavior. So that's basically one way you know. Now, autism spectrum disorder, according to ABA, they have 3 levels. You have level 1, you have level 2, and you have level 3. Level 3 happens to be the most severe form of it. Level 3 is very severe. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1 is mild, level 2 is moderate, level 3 is severe. And it comes with its own characteristics, but then level 3 is in a higher degree than level 1 and level 2. Now, one thing I'll just say about autism, and I'll drop it there because we can continue going on, talking about the symptoms and all that. I don't want to talk about symptoms because I don't want to plant anything in anybody's head. So you don't see a child doing one thing and this child has autism. I don't want to plant that.
Yeah, but we'll still talk about it because parents need to also know what this whole thing is all about. Yes. So what they look out for. And then we also balance it to understand that, look, it's very possible to have a child that has all these things, but they are not autistic or they don't have any of these disorders.
Okay, I'll just talk about 1 or 2 key symptoms. We have a child that has repetitive behavior, for instance, lining of toys. For instance, the child looks away. I'm talking to you now. When you're talking to the child is looking away. That's another tell sign. The child does not respond to his or her name. I think those are basic. Those are basic ones. Then when the child is in the room, the child plays on his or her own. Do you understand? Like if we're playing, now we're playing. And then there's a third child. That third child will just go to one corner, pick the toy, and then the child is playing by himself or herself. Now, that's what we call social interaction. Child cannot interact with them and play with them. Just on his own. So at that point, it calls for consent. But most importantly, look at your milestones. Most importantly, look at your milestones. That's the most important one. Those are just in a layman's way, in layman's term, because what will actually tell you that my child is autistic is when you've had an assessment.
Okay.
And then there's a report to that effect. That's what we tell you.
Okay. Have you ever had maybe parents that assumed their child was autistic, only to find out after they ran some tests, they found out that the child is not?
Have I been in my years of practice? I have not really met.
Okay, but have you had?
I've heard of them, but I've not really met.
Okay.
Yes, I've not really met.
Okay.
Yes, but the ones I have met, sometimes too, it can be very mild. It can be very, very, very mild in the child. So at that point, probably what you just need to manage the child is therapy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you said something about the different type of the spectrum, autism spectrum, and can you share the characteristics of level 1, level 2, level 3, and then the level?
Say you're professional.
Yeah, no, I'm learning. I'm picking things from what you said. You know what you are saying. I don't know jack about all this.
You don't know jack about?
No, I don't.
That's why I want you to see a professional.
That's why I have you.
You see a professional. Okay, those are things we'll talk about when you see a professional.
Oh, okay. We are not supposed to say it out in the open.
For now.
Okay. But okay, I can't get anything. I can't use any to get
I'm very careful because I don't want to put something out there and then I'm being judged. The criteria are a lot. Okay. Yes.
No, you don't
level 1,
it goes like
for level 1, level 2, and level 3. So I really don't want to put anything out there, because if I put anything out there and it's not complete, somebody will screenshot it and keep it. But then I'd rather you see your professional to give you more details.
Okay.
Which is actually more healthy.
Okay. Let me approach this from another angle, right? Yeah, I want to ask this question. Is it possible, after seeing people like you, an autistic child will go from, say, level 4 to a level 3 and possibly a level 2? Is it possible?
I'll say this. An autistic child can go from a level 1 to a level 3.
That's regressing now.
Yes.
That's regressing.
Yes. And can go from a level 3 to a level 1.
Okay,
depends on the approach.
Okay, can you tell us how this can happen?
That's why I said
starting from the regressive one, and then you go to the progressive one.
Now, at the beginning, I said something that when you discover this thing, you calm down and move. Now, it's not everything. And I also said something that there are different types of intervention. There are biological intervention, which involves food, diets. You have medical intervention, which involves medicine. You have therapy. There are different types of therapy.
Okay.
So if you're not properly guided, that's when the child can go from a level 1 to level 3. Why? Now, if you go on the internet, if you can be honest with yourself, if you're a parent, if you're a guardian, if you're a therapist, you'll be honest that you will observe that there are people that are talking about different medications. I don't want to call any brand.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? But I've been seeing a whole lot, and there's only one question I ask myself: does this work? Does it work? I don't know if you understand.
I'm trying to.
Yes. So if you go and give your child everything, and you're not sure of what you're giving your child, maybe because Lady Z said, I gave my child this thing and it worked, and then you rush without proper guidance, and then you go and give your child. They use your child. I'm sorry to say this, so your child will be used for experimental purpose, and then the child can regress. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. Can start experiencing a decline. I met somebody, and the child was hyperactive, and there was this medication they were giving to the child, and it started making the child behave like a vegetable.
No way.
Do you understand?
What?
I'm not calling out anybody. So when they observed it, they literally stopped.
Yeah.
Do you understand? For the child. So now, some medications, probably that medication can be given, but a lower dosage for that child.
But didn't the doctor prescribe?
Well, I don't want to go into details.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to go into details for certain
you are
reasons.
gatekeeping.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I understand.
if, for instance, now, so if you have to, and then you need to meet a doctor that really understands the condition. Do you understand? The doctor should understand the condition. So when the doctor is prescribing, the doctor will know what to prescribe. And even if they give your child that kind of thing and is affecting that child that way, you can go back. Doctor, see.
My child is reacting to this.
Do you understand? So the doctor can now reduce the dosage. Okay, let's see.
Or change the medication entirely. Because people react to certain medications. They have certain medications have side effects, and same kind of medication, but not the same brand.
Yeah,
may not have
affect. Like me,
side effects.
When we were taking chloroquine for malaria medicine, if you give me chloroquine, I'll scratch my body from morning till night. Do you understand? So if doctor asks me, what medication are you allergic to? I'll say chloroquine. And then they won't give me, they'll give me anything. In fact, now, if you give me malaria medicine that has odo, trust me, I will not take it.
That has what?
Odo.
Okay, okay.
I must not perceive it.
Anything. No.
Do you understand?
You throw up or something.
You cannot pass my truth. So that's it. So for a child to go from level 1 means that rather the right approach is no use. So before you take any medication, yes, vitamins are good for these children. Vitamins are very good. They are good. Omega-3, vitamin C, and all those things. But before you give it to your child, please consult with a medical practitioner, especially somebody that understands the condition. Don't just give your child because it's working for Mr. A. So if you just give like that, it might not be good for your child's system. And then your child runs from a level 1 to a level 3. Now, from a level 3 to a level 1, you are being careful. You are an intentional parent. I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
so, okay, they said this medication. And then you look at it. You consult with a medical practitioner. And the medical practitioner advises you accordingly. Do you understand? And then you give it to your child and boom, your child starts to encounter some little improvements in the life of the child. I don't know if you understand. Coupled with your therapy, your dietary, your diet plan and all that, the child starts to encounter some progress. We call it progress.
Okay.
Call it progress, yes. Okay. That's to encounter some progress. So that's how a child can go from a level 1 to a level 3. And from a level 3 to a level 1. So it's 2 ways. So it depends on what you do. Please, I like to use this medium to plead. If you're a parent, a caregiver, please, let's mind, especially when it comes to medication, let's mind what we give these children. Especially when we've not even talked about physical therapy. Let's mind what we give to the children to drink. Be sure that you consult with a medical practitioner that understands, emphasis on that, understands the condition. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I do.
Because medicine also is vast, so you cannot even blame them. It's vast. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I've been educated a lot about autism. So one of the things I want to say here is, you said something about nutrition. Yes. You said something about physical therapy. So I think I want us to look at the nutrition. What kind of food should they eat? Your advice. And do we have them here in Nigeria?
Okay. Over the years, we have encouraged parents to go on natural diets for their children. I'm not going to specify anything here, but I will just encourage.
No, it's food. You can specify food. Now it's food.
For children, for this
food now.
For children, I don't want to see. Some people are selling some things in the market.
No,
because
this
they
one
want
you
to
can
make
get
money.
keep it.
So,
you can't get. You
I
can't
know,
get food like that.
I'll
Just mention food. If they
throw
are
it out
expected
there.
to eat rice,
No, don't worry. I'll throw
beans.
it out there.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll throw it out there.
Okay.
And people that understand will understand. We encourage parents to go more on natural foods.
Okay.
Natural. You know what natural means?
Yeah, I do.
Natural.
Yeah, but mention the food.
Natural food natural food that you cook in your kitchen.
Like a
Lots of vegetables and lots of fruits. Do you understand? And also there are some fruits too that some children react to.
Oh, okay.
What I cannot mention is that one man's meat is another man's poison. I don't know if you understand. Take for instance pineapple.
Okay.
I know of somebody very close to me that if the person eats pineapple, it triggers hyperactivity.
Oh.
Yes. That's why I said I cannot be specific, because what this person is eating that is suiting might not be suiting to the next child. Although there are some things that are general. So you keep experimenting.
Okay, so mention the general one. I will struggle to. I'll have to get something out of you. Right?
But I just gave you something. I said natural.
Because
I just gave you something.
Our viewers, they are taking notes. Really, it's important for them to know what the kind of food they will eat. At least say it. Is it apple? Is it tuwo? Is it amala? Is it eba? They should eat it. It's this kind of fruit, mango, this, and then pineapple. And it's very possible to react to mangoes, to grape. You know, you just say carrots. You know, so people will just know what they should eat, what they should do. Because there are a lot of people, we can't pretend and assume that accessing medical care is cheap. It's not cheap.
True.
So what people should know, kind of first aid, what they should also be doing at home. You know, so that's the reason why I want.
I said something about natural. I'm trying not to call out any brand. I don't want to go to.
No, don't. There's no natural food. There's no brand.
I'm trying my best.
There's no brand that does.
I'm trying my best not to go to prison, no.
Nobody. Nobody will take any of my guests to.
No,
prison.
now
It's
see
not
what I'm
possible.
saying. Natural foods, foods that are not processed.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I am talking about.
Yeah,
natural. Plantain
that
you
no
eat
brand.
is natural. As a matter of fact, I think potatoes are very good for them to eat. So the list goes on.
Okay.
Natural. No, I mean natural. I mean natural food.
Okay.
It should be as much as possible.
Okay.
Do you understand?
So they should
Try to avoid
processed food.
Yes, as much as, and then for also avoid sweetness. That's the word that we use.
Oh.
If I say the word sweetness, you should understand what I'm talking about.
So they should avoid sodas.
Exactly.
Right? Avoid
Instead of sodas, do smoothies or fruit juices.
Okay.
I'm being careful not to say some things. Instead of sodas, do smoothies for them. Smoothies or fruit juices, and try as much as possible to be domestic about it.
Okay, to make them yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so avoid off the shelf, off the counter smoothies and co, right? Because you don't know what they added to it.
See,
that's what you're
for
saying.
me, as a person, I would encourage parents
to make it themselves.
Make it in your kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem equally with people that make these things out there. Do you understand?
No, this one is a medication.
But I would advise as much as you can, make it in your kitchen. It's not. It doesn't. I'll give you an example. Like me now, there was a time personally, I decided that I just wanted to go on making sweeteners in my kitchen, fruit juices and all those things. So I was doing them in my kitchen.
Okay.
Do you understand? I'll do them and then I'll take them.
Okay.
So for these children, let me narrow it down as much as possible. Can we just, because of the love of them, because of the love we have for them, let's make it there.
Okay. Okay. Now you're talking. At least
So that's the
our
best.
viewers
That's
will
the
get
best I
something out
can
of
give.
it. Our viewers will know that they have to make their foods, their fruits themselves, and potato, plantain. Some of these things are good for them. But when they are giving them, these foods, they can actually monitor them to see if they are going to react to it or not.
Yes.
That's what you're
But
saying.
there's one last thing I want to talk about when it comes to nutrition.
Okay, fine. Talk
Gut
about it.
health.
Oh.
I'm not going to go deep into it, but I've been seeing it. Gut health. And there is a research going on talking about heal the guts.
Okay.
And then you can be able to help an autistic child. Yeah. And how do you heal the guts? Diets. Do you understand?
Like I'll struggle to get a specific food out of it this time.
So no, I can't give you. When you talk of gut health, that's I've told you what you should not.
Yeah, there are good foods for gut, like probiotics, like yogurt.
Those are what you should.
I wanted you to just say it. I'm not the professional here. I told you to say it. It's like we are going to protest, so we are supposed to get certain things out of you. We want to get food. People should know what they should eat. So
that's
like
why
apple has some probiotics.
That's why I said something. That's why I said something. As much as possible, natural.
Okay.
As much as possible, natural.
So listing them, we have some of this food, and I believe people know what they are. But when we mean fermented, we don't mean brukutu anyway.
No.
So we come back to the
physical therapy.
Yes.
Now, physical therapy, you have speech, you have behavioral, you have occupational therapy. For those with motor issues, you have physiotherapy, psychotherapy, and all the rest.
Okay.
Those with mental retardation, you have psychiatry and all those things. So now, for children on the spectrum, ADHD, those that are non-verbal, non-vocal, you do physical therapy. Now, there are different types. There are a lot that you can use. But then one therapy that people don't like to hear that I find really interesting is ABA.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like it because they feel like it makes the child stereotyped. It's this, it's that. But after studying, I realized that it depends on how you're implementing.
You see, I don't even know what ABA therapy is. And I believe a lot of us don't know what ABA therapy is.
Now,
so
ABA therapy ABA means applied behavioral analysis.
So what's the therapy?
Applied, it's your everyday therapy. It is applied. It is technological. You know, it can be okay for the one. There's one word I'm looking for.
Okay, we can jump into some other things.
Yeah, so ABA therapy is all encompassing. Why I like ABA therapy is that it has the behavioral aspects and it has the aspects for speech.
Okay.
Do you understand? Verbal behavior. So that's something that's what's making me fall in love with ABA. Do you understand? Some parents, people don't understand it. That's why they keep running away from it. But I actually like it. Now, some people implement, there are different aspects of ABA.
Okay.
There are different, there are different strategies. Sorry, let me use the word strategies. There are different strategies. You have reinforcement, you have these of reinforcement, you have landing, you have that, functional skill development. I'm calling a lot of things now. Functional skill development, you have social verbal behavior. It's a whole lot. You have manding, you have intraverbal, and all these things can actually help the child. So that's why I said it's all encompassing.
Okay.
That's why I like it. Doesn't just take one part and then it's going. It's big.
Yeah.
So it encompasses a lot of things. So now it depends on you that is implementing. How do you now implement?
Okay.
Yes. So when it comes to speech therapy, it can be inside ABA too. Behavioral therapy can be inside ABA. And then you have occupational therapy too.
Okay. What's that one?
Sometimes I like to liken occupational therapy to physical therapy sometimes.
Oh, Okay, like
Okay.
physical exercise.
Low-key. That's how I
Okay.
personally liken it. Occupational therapy, that's how I like. It's not, but that's how I liken it. For instance, now the child has motor issues and all of that. Motor issues, there are two types. I don't want to go into that because that's therapy already. Already doing therapy. You have the fine motor and the gross motor. Fine motor has to do with the smaller motors, your hands.
Okay.
Small motors.
Yeah,
Gross motor has to do with the bigger ones. Walking, your leg,
like your knee.
your leg, crawling.
Mm.
Some children as little as that, they can't do it.
Oh, they can't
Yes.
do like that.
Some children can. Some children cannot crawl. Some children cannot even jump. So you have to start teaching them all those things.
And it's possible to teach them these things, and they will end up crawling, jumping.
If it gets a good implementer.
Okay. Okay.
But one disclaimer, please don't allow anybody deceive you. It cannot be cured. I don't think it can be cured. I'm yet to hear of a cure for this disability.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it can't.
It can be managed.
Okay.
It can be brought down very well.
Oh.
Yes.
To the point when
to the point where it looks insignificant. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There are people that actually grow to a point where they function without anybody helping them. But there are people that are on therapy for life.
Okay. Have you ever seen anybody who?
Yes, I've seen a child.
And then they grow up to function
as
like
a matter
every
of
one
fact,
of us.
that adult you're looking at is too far. I've seen a little child that was in therapy.
Okay.
Do you understand? Therapy was so effective. And in was it 6 months to 1 year? That was a level 1 case.
Whoa.
Yes. The child was out of therapy and went to school without assistance.
Okay.
And then after some months, they came back again, did another assessment and brought back the child, and then they did some upgrade on the child. But the child functions independently. Do you understand? There are people on the spectrum that grow out of it. But then when you look at them, you know that okay, they have this child was
once autistic, but they can go to regular
school. They can function. Yes, they can function by themselves.
And okay, there is this thing I had. I don't know if it's a myth that autistic kids they are good with maths, like they're good at maths. They are very logical. How true is that? Because you work with them, I want to know. Because I've always I want to know. Is it true?
It's not all.
Okay.
That is one. And number two, it is how you invest.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's how you invest, yes. There was somebody I saw some time ago. See, if that person is writing 1 to 100 and she skips one number, she will not continue.
Oh.
She will stop.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there was a day they were stringing beads in their class, and it was a teacher that actually told me. I was not there that day. She finished stringing her beads and was looking at other students. Do you understand? The other children could not string their beads. Guess what? She stood up, wanted to go and collect the bead for them and string it.
Oh, their perfection is almost like
not all. That's why in quotes, not all.
Okay.
Do you understand? Not all. So that's it. So they have their. I was on the internet some days ago, and there was an autistic child that won a Guinness World Record. I think I was on the page of my one of my supervisors.
Okay.
And she posted it, and he did an award for the largest drawing ever. I don't know, in Nigeria here. Yes, I may not be getting the exact word, but I saw it. But it was an autistic child. Some of them are good in arts, are good in science. Now, it brings me to talk about something. Okay. Every parent, their problem is, my child is not talking. My child cannot read ABCD. My child cannot count 1, 2, 3. Growing in the field, I have learned one thing. How about we focus on building skills for your child?
Okay.
How about we focus on that? Because everybody, Mr. A's son is in so school, is doing so well. I want my child in the next 1 month. Excuse you, for a neurodevelopmental disorder.
You know, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know. In fairness to those parents, a lot of them don't even know that nobody prepared for.
Nobody prepares for this,
Yeah,
actually.
nobody. And many times they don't even know how to handle this, really. You know, and that's why they have people like you. You know, the thing there is, I want us to switch gears a bit, and then we are going to come back to this. I want to look at the career partner for people that are doing what
This
you do.
field.
Yeah, so if somebody wakes up and say, look, I want to follow this path,
Okay.
what would they do? What's the thing to do to ensure they end up like you?
It's a speech language pathologist. If you want to be a pathologist, a speech language pathologist, meaning that you're streamlining in the angle of speech. It then means, first of all, you have to do a first degree in speech language pathology.
They offer the course in Nigeria?
I'm yet to see a school in Nigeria. I've actually been searching
you've
for
not
schools.
seen.
Yes.
That means there's no school here.
Now, first it's in Nigeria, so you can go abroad.
Okay.
Now, that's for speech language pathology. So you offer it all the way from BSc, do your clinicals, and then go to masters and all of that. Now, there are others. Now, some schools, they offer special needs. They do special needs education.
Okay.
Do you understand? So there are some schools. I think there's something like that in Europe.
Oh.
I don't know. But I'm not very sure.
Yeah.
Then I think there's something like that. I
Maybe
don't know.
UI or UNN. These are
Unio.
Oh.
Yes. I'm not very, 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 very sure.
Okay.
But I know that there are schools that do it now in Nigeria as first degree, especially in education.
Okay.
Then I also know that in the University of Port Harcourt there is a course they offer, communication therapy and disability studies, but that course is on master's level.
Okay.
Yes, that's on master's level. But then after doing all these things, you might want to join professional bodies.
Okay.
And there are a couple of them. You have the KABA.
KABA, like K-A-B-A.
KABA. It has 3 tiers. It has 3 tiers.
Okay.
You have the first tier, second tier, and third tier. The first tier is the ABAT, Applied Behavioral Technician.
Okay.
Yeah, when you do that, you do your coursework, and then you write your professional exams, and that certifies you to work as an ABA person. Yes. Then you have the second tier, which is QSPS, and then qualified qualified autism specialists.
Okay.
Then you have QBA, qualified behavioral analysts, which is the highest tier. Now, tier 2 and tier 3, they actually supervisory roles.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about for people like us that, for example, I studied mathematics and computer science, and
you can actually go into the field. If you want to do ABA, and you want to go through KABA, you can actually start from the first tier. Yes.
Okay.
Because I think from it's in KABA, I think from the KABA there are laws, and for you to do their courses, you have to for the first tier and the second tier, I think the minimum is a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's bachelor's degree for the first 2 tiers. Is the third tier, which happens to be the highest, meaning that you'll be that's the one that requires a master's.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand. I think in a related field or terrible, but you need a master's to run that one. Yeah. So there is that one. Then you can also do there are other. I think I know of the IBCCES.
Okay.
IBCCES. That's one. IBCC is also foreign too. It's also
Oh,
foreign. Yes, it's another body, and there are a couple of other bodies. Do you
okay.
understand? So that will help to train you. So it depends on the field you want to go to. You can decide to go and study play therapy. You can decide to go and study occupational therapy. There are lots of them out there. There are lots of
Okay.
them
So
out
play
there.
therapy, what does it what
Play
does it
therapy
mean?
means
How to play?
using play
Okay, to
to teach
teach.
the child.
Oh.
So that really works for a child
Oh.
that likes to play.
Oh. That's nice. That's
So
nice.
you could
Okay.
see a child on the bouncing castle jumping, and the child is learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
And the child is speaking.
Okay.
That's play
Okay.
therapy.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so fine. There's also, so the good thing is people like us that never studied this first or second degree, you can actually get on what she has said and you can start. But there's something I want us to look at. What about people that are not looking at it from the side of a career, but they're not looking at it as a career, but they want to be able to take care of, their loved
Their
ones.
own
Yeah, their
words.
loved ones. So, but they need something as a form of first aid. They should know what to do at any point in time. Is it a crash course or something like that?
Now, you can actually take these courses
Okay.
as a mom.
Okay.
There are also support groups.
Okay.
There are also support groups too.
Okay. Do you have one?
I think I know of two.
Okay.
I know of two. I know of Warrior Moms. I know of Heroes Hub. Yeah, there are support groups
Okay.
that I know of online, and there are others too. But these two, I just know them closely.
Okay.
And when you are in those groups, you see other moms like you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
You
understand.
share ideas.
They share ideas. Okay, this is how my child has been, that and all those things, and then they encourage you. Probably when you're tired and as a parent and you're exhausted, they encourage you, they support you to, they lift you, they tell you, don't worry, just continue. The journey seems long, but just continue. It's still okay.
Yeah, thank you for that. I also want to, let's look at environment now, starting with the school,
Okay.
because they go to school. So, what should the school do to ensure they support kids with autism, other disorders? Yeah.
Okay. Now, we thought we've been preaching inclusion. And what does inclusion mean? Inclusion means involving these children in regular activities that other children do.
Okay.
So they participate, they are allowed to fail, and they are allowed to succeed.
Okay.
Now, it depends on the need of the child. Some children can sit down like you, do you understand, and follow through. But some children cannot because of their underlying challenging behavior. For instance, now a child that is aggressive. So what you can do, you can attach somebody to that child, but the child will still be allowed to partake in the activities. Also, there are children too that should not be in school, that should be in the center.
Okay.
Because they are not prepared for the school environment.
Okay.
Do you understand? They're not prepared for the school environment. So they should be in the center first. Learn to adjust before they are integrated back into school system. Yes, because probably they will cry and all those things. Because in school now, people will shout, people will talk.
Yes.
It's a school.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So inclusion, we preach inclusion, but we encourage schools not to segregate. Allow these children to partake.
Yeah.
Like we always say, it's not an infectious disease.
Yes, it's not. It's not. And it's good for everybody to know that it's not infectious. There's also one thing I want us to talk about, like with respect to the teachers, managing these kids. So how can a teacher tell between when a child needs support, and when a child need discipline.
Okay.
You get, because I want the teachers to discipline my child, but I don't want teachers to discipline my child out of frustration. You get? So, but now if you bring a child that is maybe autistic, and maybe the teacher, how would the teacher know when to discipline this child and when to support this child, or don't discipline the child at all?
For me, I think it's performance.
What kind of performance?
You observe what the child is doing in class.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand. It's observation. It's observation that will tell you.
Okay.
Okay, take for instance now. You have a child that everybody in the class, you tell everybody, let's color.
Okay.
You give them a grade.
Yeah.
You've taught them how to color. And then you observe that this particular child is not coloring. No matter how hard you as a teacher tries, the child is not. I'm using, that's the barest meaning.
Yes, yes.
The child is not coloring. You know that, okay, there's something wrong.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
at that point, you can call the attention. If there is a special needs educational center in the school, you call the attention of the SEND coordinator. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
And then they check. And then they contact the school.
Okay.
Will contact the parents that this is what we've noticed about your child. I don't know. It depends on the hierarchy of the school. Definitely, most schools will not want the teacher to interact directly with the parents.
Yeah.
There will definitely be
a line of communication.
Protocol, communication. So you let them know, okay, this is what I've observed. Probably either maybe the child does not stay in class, the child is always running away from the class. Do you understand? The child, anytime we are trying to learn, the child is always, they are little trigger signs. The child is always running away, the child is always fighting, the child is always, So when you have a child like that, the first thing is you observe the child, call the attention of the parents. If possible, see a professional so that we can be sure that, okay, it's just the child being a child. Okay. Let me use that word. If I'm permitted, a child being a child, not that there's a problem.
Yeah. So, well, in the case where maybe a child uses a pencil, an autistic child uses a pencil and maybe stab another child, is it possible? So because if a child is not autistic,
it depends on the age range.
Okay, but if it happens now, what should the teacher do?
The child should be removed from the class immediately.
Yeah, because it will.
Yes, because that child has an underlying a serious behavior, and the parents should be called immediately. Okay. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I do.
The parents should be called immediately that there is a situation. Then the child should be removed from the class. As a matter of fact, I don't even encourage you leaving sharp objects with children on a normal day. Yes, if they are writing, you monitor them. When they are done writing, you take it. Like for me as a professional, when I'm working with my learner and I'm holding a pencil, if I want to communicate with the child, I have this consciousness. And first of all, either I close the pencil, or I use the other hand to drop the pencil first. And when the child is we are communicating, and I observe that the child is holding either a sharp object or something that is harmful, naturally it's already in my subconscious. I'll stretch my hand and kindly take it, keep it away. So I will advise, don't even keep a sharp object, but the number one way to know that there's something wrong with a particular child is observation. Because the patterns are always consistent, really don't change. So when you've observed the child, okay, this child is acting differently. This child, what's different about this child's behavior? Oh, he's not paying attention in class, he's not focusing, not doing it. Then you move quickly. Because for me, that's early.
Okay.
That's early, yes.
Okay. All right. So the good news here is it's very possible for a child to progress.
Yes.
And the bad news is it's very possible for them to regress or retrogress.
Or remain on the same level.
Remain on the same level. Yeah, I think every parent will want the child to go up, Abby.
Yes.
I think, no, go down.
Go
up is bad.
No, down is bad.
Okay,
up
down is bad. Okay, up is good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is good.
Yes.
Okay, 1 is bad. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've mentioned the foods they should eat. We've mentioned the different therapy, and we've mentioned what again?
Inclusion in school
Inclusion.
environment.
Okay, so but what about the government now? Why I'm asking you this question is you're also an advocate. So what about the government? What are they supposed to do to ensure that an autistic child reach their full potential?
I really wish the government can step in for parents. Because,
Okay.
to be honest with you, therapy fee is not easy.
So the government can subsidize it.
If there is a way the government can help these people, it will be very good. I don't know if you understand. If there is a way government can subsidize this fee for them so that they can get the best, because some parents remove their children from therapy because
they can't fund it.
they cannot fund it. And you cannot blame them because you cannot go and beat them. It's what they have, they repay. And therapy is not actually cheap.
What's the price range? Like,
no, I can't give you that.
Oh.
Yes, it's not. No, it's not.
That's why I say range.
See, the thing is, why I can't give you that, because the job in itself, we'll talk about the job later.
Okay.
The job in itself is quite stressful.
Okay.
Do you understand? So, in my own closet, I always call it a high maintenance job. That's what I call it in my closet. And I call it a high maintenance job because if you don't take care of yourself, you can break down. Now, talking about the government, I wish there will be a system. I've been seeing some organizations that have been doing some advocacy to the government.
Okay.
You understand? For the government to support and all those things. And they've been getting some things too, but I don't know to what extent. But I don't know. I cannot even tell if they've even gotten. I don't know if you understand. But I just wish the government can support.
Yeah, and I think the government should support. They can always get the money from the pilgrimage, the people going to Jerusalem. Yes, people going to Hajj. You know, if you are going for Hajj, you can fund it yourself. You don't need the government to do that for you. Nigeria is a secular state. If you are going to Jerusalem, you can fund it yourself. You don't need the government to fund that for you. It's a personal thing you have between you and your God. And the government can reallocate funds to such things because nobody sits down and plan to have an autistic child. So it's very important the government look at all these things and just know where to get funds from. Because one thing I've observed with Nigeria is if you come up and say, look, you need funds for this, government will tell you there's no fund. And then you look at other things they are allocating and allotting funds to. It's okay, why are we doing this? So I'll always, Nigeria have a spending problem, not only a revenue generating problem. So the government can allocate funds to children with special needs, yes, not just autism, with special needs. Okay, I have a question for you. What is a good day at work like?
A good day at work is your learner that is non-vocal. And then you've been trying to teach the child to say, ah, and then the child says, ah, that's a win. A good day at work is you have a learner that is not, that does not make requests. That does not, we call it mandate. For instance, now he wants water. He cannot say water. He wants to go to the toilet. She cannot say wee. He or she cannot say wee. And then your learner comes to you and say, water. I don't know if you understand. Or maybe he has the child as the learner has never said mommy. And then you've been teaching and teaching, and then the child learns to say mommy. Do you understand? That's like, yeah, I don't know how to, even as a professional in the field, I can't even explain. Should I say I'm closing my eyes? I can't explain how you feel. I can't explain the feeling. And there's a feeling you get. But then a bad day at work is when the learner throws tantrums. Do you understand? And then goes out of control, or the child is having a meltdown. and goes out of control, and then the child is hurting you.
Oh, the child, they actually hurt you.
There are some that hurt.
They derive pleasure in hurting you, or they don't just know what they are doing.
Sometimes some of them do, some of them don't.
Or they are
Probably
venting.
it's because they are upset.
They are venting.
So the next available thing around them is to, is to hurt somebody and all of that. They're kicking, they're trying to pinch, they're trying to, there are different types of hurting, bite and all those things. So that's a very bad day. Or maybe your learner push you for the grown ones.
Yeah, it's possible to have one that is as grown as me.
Yeah, they're not just children, no. There are people that's why I said, it depends on when you catch them. So some of them, they grow and they continue in therapy for life. Yes, some of them are in therapy for life. There are some that work out. So that's why I said some they're able to live independently. But there are some that are able to that'll be in therapy for life because they cannot function on their own. So somebody needs to still prompt them to do this and do that.
Okay, for parents that can't afford your services, for example, and what kind of first aid should the parents do with respect to speech development that can make the child to start talking?
You can't.
Do you have any idea? Of course, you have ideas, but
there are lots of things that you can do. There are lots of things that you can do even at home. I don't know if you understand. There are lots of. First of all, you can go through the diet routes. That's number one.
Okay.
And number two, you can engage your child. You can engage your child. Maybe getting educational toys. Working with your child. Trying to build a communication route for you and your child. That can even work too for parents that cannot afford it. Sometimes some parents just want to escape. Yeah, some parents just want to escape. So I don't want to use the word. I don't mean any form of disrespect, but it can be overwhelming. So they just want the child to go for therapy, and then they use that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to rest.
Yeah, because it's too much on
it's
them.
overwhelming.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's what they can do. You can engage your child, you can get educational. After getting diet plan, you can get educational toys. You can get through the educational route. Try to build communication routes with your child. You can. That's why we have the internet. They can also read through the internet, and you can get 1 or 2 things that I can try this on my child. And then it possibly will work for the child instead of just leaving the child because you cannot afford therapy.
Okay, so but if you can afford it, it's very important.
It's very important, very good.
Coming back to the parents, how can the parents support you? Because it's very possible that you do all the work, they get home and they go back. It's like the parents have cancelled, or their inactivity have cancelled part of the work you've done, the progress you've made. So how can the parents support your work?
Okay, that's why when we work, we are in constant communication with the parents. So we encourage parents to continue from where we stop. We really don't expect you to sit down and have a one-on-one section with your child. But what you can do is, because some people give weekly reports, some people give daily reports, some people give plans. For speech, you give a speech intervention plan. For behavior, you give a behavior intervention plan. Depending on what you're working on. So in that plan, it contains what your goals and what you're working on part time, and how you're going to implement it. So some of these things are given to the parents, and then we explain to the parents and teach them. So during your leisure, or like I always tell my parents, during your leisure, are very little things you do. For instance, I'm teaching manding. Manding means making requests.
Okay, that's what manding is.
Yes. So I can keep a cup. I can pick the child's favorite toy, put it on the table, and get the child to request for that toy.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? I tell the child, probably maybe it's Spider-Man. I'll tell the child, say Spider-Man. And the child says it, and then I pick the Spider-Man and give it to the child.
Okay.
There's also labeling taxing too. So probably that's where I am. So I'm labeling a lot of things. I could be labeling the house as a whole. So I'm teaching the child different parts of the house. Do you understand? So I'll tell the parent. So when you get home too, this is what we have labeled. You show the child the bedroom and label everything in the bedroom. Bed, pillow, blankets. And then while you're labeling it, you're teaching the child the use of it.
Okay.
Yes. So because we build cognitive skill.
Okay.
There's a saying that abuse is inevitable if the use of a thing is not known. You understand? So you teach the child the use. So when you teach the child the use, the child knows that, okay, if I want to brush, I should take my toothpaste and toothbrush. If I want to eat, I should use a spoon. In fact, there was one learner I had that time when the child wants to bring out his spoon, and they ask her, "What is this?" They show the child this. The child say, "Eat."
Yeah, so they use it to,
when you bring out the plate, what is it? The child tell you, "Eat." So when you bring out the cup, what is it? The child tell you, "Water." So do you understand it now? So when you're labeling those things, now the child already seeing it knows that this thing I use it to eat. So he cannot tell you that I use it to eat, but he can tell you eat. Yes.
Okay.
So that's how parents can come in, not just leaving the child flat. For instance, now if the child has learned to say thank you after eating, you can prompt the child to say thank you. I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
if the child has learned to knock before opening the door to your room, when the child is coming in and the child does not knock, you take the child back kindly and nicely, and then you get the child to knock.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
You can even, if it's the first time, you can prompt the child to knock. And then subsequently, the child knows that he or she should knock before coming.
Okay.
So those are.
Okay, I want to thank you for coming to this program. Do you have any parting shot for moms, the society, anybody?
I have a lot. If you leave me, I'll give you a whole book, but I'll just say little. I want to speak to the parents. You know, everybody talks about the child, but nobody talks about the parents. So I really want to plead with them. It's not easy. Everybody plans to get married, have a child, and just move on. Nobody plans that, oh, I'll have a child and then I'll be struggling with one thing or the other. So I really want to encourage these parents that please, they should take it easy with themselves. Parents, please take care of yourselves. Daddies, please support mommies. Don't leave the job to only mommies. And mommies, please don't leave the job to only daddies. It goes a long way when you see your partner supporting you. I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
it goes a very long way. I call these people super moms and super dads because they don't have capes like Superman. They don't have spider webs like Spider-Man, and they don't have superpower. They don't have superpower. They don't have what's this thing now that people hold when they go for war. They don't have it like they don't have a shield like Captain America or iron like Iron Man. They just have themselves. Some of them are just average in the society. So I want to encourage you, please don't give up on your child. And I also want you to understand something. Therapy is not magic. Therapy, I like to emphasize that part. It is not, if somebody tells you that bring your child in 3 months, in 3 months your child will be well, please, mommy, please, daddy, you see that your child, carry your child with your full chest and run. Run. I am being so blunt about it because that you don't even know what the person wants to use. If the person tells you in 3 months you can see progress, I'll take that. But that in 3 months your child will be normal, or the person tells you I work with your child 1 year, please, and please again. So it's very important. Let's be patient with the therapist. They can only do, the child can only bring out what the brain decides to respond to. If you see your neurologist, they will tell you more. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. All right. I want to thank everyone. This is a different kind of program today, but the most important thing is how to manage whatever we have, and you've been able to do a good justice to that. So I believe every parent will know how to manage their children. We just pray for strength. We've called on the government to do the needful, neighbors to also do the needful, and hopefully your child can live to achieve their full potential. Until we meet again, my name is Kelechi Kocha. Bye bye for now.